his back wheel, and the twists and turns of this day still not decided from this chase group.
It could be a bit of a lottery here, Carlton, because everybody's kind of chasing each other and nobody's given an inch. And, you know, you could attack 10 times in the last 10 kilometres here and come away with nothing. You could attack once and it could put you on the podium.
Well, once they bounce into it, by the way, we will have a little pickup of about 4%, and then it's a gnarly sort of climb all the way to the line. It's a drag more than anything else, but it is inexorably
it's not going to be a drag today.
Up a valley road. No, it's not. Here we are then. They'll disappear from view on occasion as they go round these headlands. It's far twistier, Brian, than the last descent, and this is what we want. Minute and 20. Staying safe out front, Vingegaard well within himself. No guide out ahead of him this time, motorcycle-wise, so the security bike has now gone. Double checks into this corner, sees the chevrons. The danger is that if you get into a corner that tightens, so you set yourself on an arc, and then the arc basically just becomes tighter and catches you out. At the moment, it's catch me if you can from Vingegaard.
Yeah, the chevrons and the arrows and things like that are helping the riders on this descent. You can just see them, plenty of them, just as a kind of bit of a warning signal as well. But yeah, I'm more interested in the challenges behind, because they'll come off this descent onto the main road. It's a bit of a main road all the way in towards the finish. But as you say, there are a couple of kick-ups, but the race behind is going to be the intriguing one.
That's a carousel, isn't it? If you're a Nürburgring fan. Yeah, they're going to come round it themselves in a short while, and the camera hooks back just to pick up that action, and here we go. They're folding over each other. Still no move from Schmidt at the moment, but it's time to invest. I don't think that's Chavez on the front. Not just yet. No, it's James Knox, I think, that's going on full attack mode here. Well, they've got a motorcycle in front of them. It is, as we get downstairs, and we're just about to come into that carousel section that these guys are going to enjoy or endure. And Landa comes through. That's a statement, Brian. I like that. Whoa! Double checks into the corner. Didn't want to shoulder the rubble at the side of the road, or indeed become part of it. Here we go. Back out front, and it's Vingegaard again with another testy corner. Fabulous action here. Double phaser into the next left-hander, into an arboreal arch here. He's just gone away from everybody else. I mean, 7.1 kilometers from home, and the day and the race are his. He's heading for his third stage win of this race, something he has dominated. Just been a joy to watch him and watch an athlete at the top of his game, Brian.
Yeah, whether it's a top, he definitely looked head and shoulders above everybody else. He might say in his interview at the finish, yeah, it was good, I've just got a little bit to go heading towards the Tour de France, but I think I said right from the start
that was a good impersonation, by the way.
Yeah, he's here to win this race and show a bit of kind of dominance. I think he didn't have to win Paris-Nice as the Tour de France champion from last year, but I think it's a bit of a statement, and he had to come here and put in a bit of a statement performance, and I think he's gone above and beyond.
I do too. Landa as well wants to, I think, remind everyone that he could have been contending for the title here. In fact, he has been. It's been great to see him getting back to his best. He's leading them down here, Landa. I think now we'll get a heads-up view. This was a sketchy moment. That little barrier guarding the street furniture in the centre, and it's at that point you might end up in the canal. It is Landa that's leading the chase. Good for him as well. Already sort of climbing for home is Jonas Vingegaard. And it's going to be a question of a sprint at the very end, unless Landa can hold this modest margin all the way for the next 5 or so kilometres. He's going to have company. Of course he is. And with the bonus seconds, Brian, there's potential for some movement behind, which is why it's so lively here.
Yeah, and it'll continue all the way to the finish. I'm just thinking that Mauro Schmidt is perfectly poised. Came off that descent. Now he hasn't done anything. He's kind of hanging on the back of this group, and if there's any
Du ska ha någon sen, jag ska ha acabamos de dizer. Tá bem, cara.
Går inte göra något åt den här killen.
Comfortably said, look, I'm not going to catch Vingegaard and I'm certainly not going to chase him in, so do what you like. And so suddenly the pressure is on those who are looking for that third place on the podium, and this is a big roll of the dice for this man. Loving this. James Knox 47 seconds down. If he can get a 10-second margin plus some bonuses, he will be on the podium. Fabulous. 1,600 metres only before we get to the line. I think a few of these guys are watching a podium place disappear from their grasp, Brian.
Well, I tell you what, having a teammate here in Mauro Smith is helping as well. He's just policing everything. He's jumping on everything. He jumped on Simon Yates there. He's just doing a terrific job for James Knox. It looks as if he's got around about that kind of 10, 12 seconds at the moment. So an all-out effort all the way to the line. This is the last drag up here, and then it'll be downhill or kind of flattish all the way in towards the finish.
Here we go then. 1,200 metres. Last turn comes a little bit late, but with a plain view of it. And this is Vingegaard in charge of his own destiny. Brilliance at work. It's terrific to see. Giving time to send some love back home as well, Brian, to the family. How nice is that?
Yeah, he's conscious all the time, isn't he? Of his family back home.
Certainly is. And they'll be blowing kisses back at the TV as well, I am certain. 900 metres to go, less than that now, as this man will just bring home what has been a spectacular drive for the title. Ever in control of his team, and indeed the strategy of everyone else. It didn't matter what your strategy was, if Vingegaard is in the frame of mind to impose himself, which he has been in this race, in every single quarter. It's been a pleasure to watch him. Meanwhile, likewise, the pleasure has been in watching this chase. Now it's just within margin for a few of them. As you can see, he's got a 7-second advantage at the moment, James Knox. That's in fact, is that over Chavez? I beg your pardon. Yeah. So we'll see what.
He needs 28 seconds to go into second place.
Here is Jonas Vingegaard. He's going to take a turn, 300 metres. It's a left-hander right now to open up the hoarded section, and the line beckons to fate this man. And what a party it has been for him. Jonas Vingegaard came to this race carrying just a little bit of modest question marks around his form, but he has absolutely shown that he is on the very best of form at the moment. And he's not somebody who loses that form easily either. Beware everybody who comes against him. Jonas Vingegaard has just won the Tour of the Basque Country. Congratulations to him. And it's now a question of margin, and this clock is going to be oh so important. 6 bonus seconds up for grabs. 10 bonus seconds have just gone the way of Vingegaard, so he's busy celebrating. Job done for him. The golden jersey belongs to him, the 62nd edition of the Basque Country. And now, what about this? James Knox is coming in. He's going to get 6 bonus seconds, and then we'll start the maths rolling. Now, is it going to be enough? He knows it's crucial. They'll be screaming at him over the radio as well, Brian, just to keep on going. Don't think about the line, think beyond the line, power over it, and maybe, oh, they're on his case. Higuita's come up to close this gap as well. Heartbreaking mode he is on, and Izagiri's going to come across the line. Knox does it. Izagiri gets the 4 bonus seconds. McNulty misses out on the bonuses, and we will start the count back right now. All hail Esteban Chavez, who crosses the line now. Thought about a stage victory today. It's going to come to him this season, you can be sure of that. It was lovely to see him so spirited and up for it after, of course, winning the National Road Race Championships at the beginning of the season, the Colombian. Meanwhile, our Hungarian champion, who has done so much work for Vingegaard, comes to the line, celebrates in his own way, Brian, because he was very much part of that victory for Vingegaard.
He has been all week, so hat off to the way that the team have ridden. They were depleted in numbers at times, but when you got a rider that can ride like 10 men, that's all you need. Landa, I have to say, has done well this week as well. Was looking vulnerable today. I think James Knox's performance there will put him into the top 10, but he came so close to that podium place, and you could see that he gave it everything to try and get that.
Here is Vingegaard, just avoiding the air sausages at the side of the road. And indeed, just pondering what he's achieved. Well, it's so much in a young career for this man. Jonas Vingegaard. Just brilliant. 26 years of age now, still think of him as a youngster. But I guess it's because he's crammed so much into his career, Brian, and so much more to come.
Yeah, I can still remember it was at Jabal when he won in the UAE Tour. You know, he was just starting out pretty much in his career. As everybody probably knows, he worked in a fish factory only a matter of 5-6 years ago. I was talking to Brian Holm about it, that he was getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and it's incredible where he's come from. James Knox put in a big display this week as well. I think Soudal Quickstep just coming up a little bit short at times. They've had an incredible Basque tour, just not getting that win, but getting plenty of podium positions. And Higuita, boiled by his win yesterday, just winning the sprint behind. Gaudu is there, and he just, I think, saves the day and gets that podium position. So it will be Vingegaard, Landa and David Gaudu.
Well, we'll have the podium for you in a short while. There is Landa just crossing the line, giving a big blow of the cheeks, Louis Armstrong styly, but it's not going to be blowing his trumpet today, I'm afraid. Vingegaard takes the day. James Knox coming home in second place. Jon Izagirre leading a quality pack on 49 seconds. Only 2 seconds was the margin that James Knox found in the end. Higuita was concerned about it, so was Gaudu, so was Izagirre, just about everyone within this group. But as you've heard from Brian, Gaudu, it looks like, has taken third place behind, of course, Landa. We'll work it out in a moment.
I think Jon Izagirre has moved up.
We'll see. It's so tight, those in the wake of Jonas Vingegaard, but he was just so far ahead of everybody, Brian.
Yeah, I think with that third place there with Jon Izagirre, I think he takes the 4 bonus seconds, moves him into third place. Wow.
We'll get confirmation of all of that for you in just a few moments' time. Thank you, by the way, for your company. It's been a joy to have you. Here we are, Izagirre. It is by a margin of 2 seconds over David Gaudu. It was worth fighting for those bonuses, wasn't it? Higuita was hoping for a top 5, just missed out. Was complaining at the end. Vingegaard takes it by a margin of 1 minute and 12 from Landa. Jonas Izagirre rounds out the podium. Gaudu, Mas, Higuita, Brennan McNulty in 7th. James Knox, Simon Yates, Felix Gall. What a race, and what a winner, and what a margin at the end, in view of the fact